Hey there, I'm Josef Sabo from Nordic Mo Studio. Welcome to our very first weekly devlog for Project Pandorum. Project Pandorum is a solo project of mine. I'm aiming to bring one of my favorite movies to life in the form of a small PC VR game. First of all, I need to mention that this is a non-profit, fan-made project that I plan to release as a few hours long free-to-play game. I have no plans to monetize it. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it. The scope of the game is rather small and the goals are planned to be simple. The player's task will be to find a way out of the Elysium by finding clues on where to go next and how to access certain areas to progress. I plan to have around 10 room types including corridors, storage rooms and crew quarters. I use these rooms to build a rather large, multi-layered map where the player can explore. I really want to avoid using any kind of HUD. Instead, I try to force the player to take notes in real life, since most of the information will be displayed on the walls and doors, not on paper notes and electric devices. I have many other plans for the game as well, but for now, I'll keep that for myself. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss future devlogs. I started to work on this project barely a week ago, so everything you see is literally 1 week of progress, both in Unity and Blender. I've made a scene for a render in Blender back in 2017 representing a corridor from Pandorum. Looking back at it, it was really a dull render, but at that time that was my best work, so I shared it in the Fans for Pandorum sequel group on Facebook. The post exploded with likes, well, kind of. The directors liked it, so I was happy. 2 years later, in 2019, I revisited the scene and rendered it with Eevee. The quality was significantly better with added volumetric effects and lights. I still wasn't satisfied with the results, as deep inside I knew it wasn't a very well made scene. The floor alone was 462,000 triangles, and the ceiling was literally just copy-pasted above it twice. So yeah, the term wasn't very well made is a massive understatement. Earlier this year, I accidentally found a graphics hack to give depth to complex shapes without actually giving them depth. I know, stay with me. At that time, I only used it for our early access title called ARCHiTECTUS to display grass. Not long after that, it randomly hit me. What if I actually redo the whole Pandorum scene from 2017? I've had a solid idea on how to capture the very detailed floor and walls, and the rest of the original scene was kinda usable. As I looked for references for the floor and walls, I quickly realized that I really don't want to redo it a third time, so I have to do it right this time and make it as realistic as humanly possible, which was a really silly idea, because as you can see, I had to puzzle together not just the floor, which was the easier part by the way, but the wall as well, which I barely had any reference for. Somehow I managed to put it all together, but I must say I'll most likely do around 2 for the walls, if I ever get to receive an actual in-studio reference. The rest of the models were mostly just polished a bit and retextured completely from scratch. Thankfully I found 2 very useful tutorials that helped me put them all together. But I must say, I have did literally a million different texture bakes before I actually nailed it. Some models and details were added to the corridor that were missing from the original model. After I was somewhat satisfied with the scene, I quickly imported it into a new Unity project. This was where it all came together. I quickly added a few million post-processing effects, tweaked the lighting settings and customized the default character controller to match my taste. I then realized that the map is rather dark, like pitch black, so I quickly added a few light sources to both the player and the map. I tried many different colors for the light, but I couldn't find the right one. I grabbed an orange for snack. That was the moment when it hit me. Orange lights. Like, wow, they are warm, spooky and not overused in sci-fi. A perfect fit for the game. Soon I realized that I need a cross junction for the map, so I made one and added it to the project. Now it started to take form. I subscribed to a C# course to learn to code, as I only have a very basic understanding of coding. I could change parameters and such, but I couldn't write a whole script by myself. Quickly learned how to create a proper light stick that will fade away as time goes on. I'll expand on this system later down the line. This concludes our very first devlog for Project Pandorum. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe and tell me in the comments how many types of orange you know of. Stay safe!